Welcome back to WWE 2K25 Universe Mode. I'm taken by surprise here. We're gonna do the regular rundown of our show. WWE Champion Seth Rollins was slated to speak tonight, but as you can see, he and the man he will face at Money in the Bank are fighting in the garage here at SmackDown. Of course, last week, General Manager John Cena announced these two will do battle at Money in the Bank for the WWE title. Orton attacked Rollins at the end of Clash at the Castle following his title win as Rollins retaliates with a huge leaping knee strike. Orton, my god, went right after Rollins. Of course, WWE Champion was slated to speak to talk about his upcoming match against Orton, but Orton decided to strike first, and now we're starting SmackDown off with a bang here. Backstage brawl between two of the top stars here on this brand. Don't even really have time to go over what's happening on tonight's show. Just these two going at each other. Of course, Orton, that huge attack on Rollins gave him no time to celebrate his win at Clash at the Castle. Decided to strike like the apex predator he is, as Orton now going to take advantage. No, Rollins. I mean, Rollins is doing all of this in his suit. Randy Orton obviously also in street clothes, but Rollins has got dress shoes on. He's got his whatever type of material that is suit on. Don't ignore it, just ignore it. As Orton is just gonna lay in the strikes there, Luthez press. And now goes right back at it for more. Both of these guys just desperate for that world title. Of course, obviously Rollins holds the WWE title. Orton knows he might be getting to the latter stages in his career, and Rollins wants to keep that title, but Orton, he's desperate for it. He decided to, I guess, jump the line there by pissing the champion off right after he took down Cody Rhodes. And now, stuff like this heinous attack. Rollins, I guess, fell for the bait that Randy Orton was putting out there. I mean, as John Cena said last week, Rollins requested the match against Orton. Money in the Bank. He said, I know why you attacked me. No, it's nothing personal. It's all business. As Orton followays slam onto the concrete. These two guys, some crazy resilience being shown after just hellacious backstage brawl here right on the concrete. Ouch. I think there's going to be some bruises there. Some rashes, some burns. Ouch. As Rollins just chucks the stop sign at Randy Orton. The champion now going to lay into his future challenger. Rollins lifts Orton up. Inverted Impaler DDT, sending his head right onto the driveway, I guess, pavement. Rollins roll up, super kick right to the jaw of Orton, who's going to retaliate with a clothesline. Hard to believe either of these guys are still conscious after the hits they've taken onto this hard floor below. But Orton, those patented stomps, second nature to him, even at a backstage brawl here, a parking lot brawl, I guess. And now this could be bad for Seth Rollins. The champion gets laid out with an RKO, and Randy Orton is just gonna retreat. Maybe not the start we expected for Friday Night SmackDown, but once again, welcome back to WWE 2K25 Universe Mode. We've got some more Money in the Bank qualifiers on hand here tonight. Jade Cargill takes on Raquel Rodriguez. Winner advances into women's ladder match. Braun Breaker looking to regain some momentum against Apollo Crews. We've got the Alpha Academy, Otis and Akira Tozawa, in tag action against Pretty Deadly. Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark, and the men's qualifying match, Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. Let's waste absolutely no time getting into this powerhouse match between Cargill and Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez already in the ring here as Liv Morgan, her Judgment Day partner, attacks Jade Cargill as she's entering the ring. The referee tells Liv Morgan, WWE Women's Champion, get out of here. Jade Cargill might not be prepared to compete after that attack. Cargill says she's good to go. Rodriguez obviously good to go after that. But my god, Liv Morgan orchestrating an attack on Jade Cargill, looking to get the Women's US Champion Raquel Rodriguez into the Money in the Bank ladder match, which is an interesting strategy for Liv Morgan. I mean, if you're Morgan, yeah, sure, you're friends with Rodriguez. She currently has a title, but she's going to be watching out for you. She's going to be looking to cash that title in on you, unless, I guess, cash in on Tiffany Stratton or Bianca Belair, whoever walks out Money in the Bank Women's World Champion, as Rodriguez goes up top. Huge splash there, as Cargill is really, I mean, dead to her. She's right where Rodriguez wants her, but still able to kick out despite the attack from Liv Morgan, sending her into the steel steps. Hard to see Jade Cargill getting out of this one, but she's going to look to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, that is the, I guess, double-edged sword for Liv Morgan, because if Cargill manages to win this match, manages to win Money in the Bank, you can bet who she's going to be going after. Oh my god, huge sort of body slam, power slam there from Rodriguez, spinning variant. And now to the outside, Cargill ducks the big boot. Jade, no, eats an elbow. Back and forth now on the outside. Rodriguez sends Jade into the apron. You'll hear it a lot, hardest part of the ring. Now just into the barricade goes Cargill. One of these women will join as of right now. Zelina Vega, Io Sky, and Michin. Some surprising results here in these qualifying matches. I mean, before the attack, you'd argue, hey, Jade Cargill's probably the favorite for this match, but it can easily go either way right here. Rodriguez looking to qualify for that match. But Cargill also wants that just as bad despite the attack. Said, hey, I'm still fighting this match. I'm not gonna throw in the towel. I will go in whether I'm healthy or not. I mean, time will tell if it's a wise decision as Rodriguez gets back in the ring. Cargill does the same. Raquel is firing up, but Jade takes advantage. Oh my god! Spinning back suplex powerbomb there. As Cargill is going to work on the legs of Rodriguez, try and take out the, I guess, size advantage that Rodriguez has. Not much. Cargill, very strong competitor, very tall in her own right, but Raquel, one of the giants of the division. Cargill on the top rope, double axe handle. Raquel didn't see it coming. Jade is going to go in for the cover after that. 1, 2, no. Jade does not qualify for Money in the Bank off of that. She's going to have to do a little more work. But this could be bad for Raquel Rodriguez. What in the world? The arm is trapped. Oh, and that's just going to be a torture rack. That's going to be a torture rack, but Raquel fights out of it with those elbows real quick. Not going to let Jade get the upper hand. As now Raquel lifts her up. Not looking good for Cargill. Oh my god, alley-oop! Alley-oop, fall-away powerbomb there and into the cover. 1. No! Jade Cargill fires up, powers out at 1. Not gonna go down like that. Gotta think, almost did that Liv Morgan attack just fire Jade up. Another spinning power slam there. Did it just fire Cargill up, but how much can fired up do versus an injured physical form? And Rodriguez, Diana bomb! Gotta put Cargill away there. 1, 2. No! Jade still has some breath left in her. Still has some fight. Women's US champion will not advance to Money in the Bank. Not yet. Big boot from Rodriguez. And now she's just gonna look to measure Cargill. Has her right where she wants her. Runs up. Big splash into the corner. Rodriguez, I mean, you gotta be reeling if you're Raquel Rodriguez. Threw that Tayana bomb at her, but Cargill did not go down, and now big backbreaker, sidewalk slam backbreaker, and she's just gonna stretch her over the knee. Rodriguez, just like that, the tides have turned, and Cargill is in control, but she misses the crossbody just where Raquel Rodriguez needed right now, but Jade somehow recovers. And now she's gonna go for that powerbomb onto the apron, and she swings her around. Looking to incapacitate the Women's United States champion. Big boot, pop kick from Jade Cargill. I believe Raquel is busted open at this stage. And now Jade, is this smart? From Jade Cargill, she's got her lifted up, and that's gonna be a jaded, oh, her head hit against the announce table, but that's smart of Jade Cargill, doing that on the outside. Now Cargill has to work to get Rodriguez back in the ring, count of 6. I mean, Raquel could very well be incapacitated here, but now Jade is gonna go up top. and she's looking to get Rodriguez back up. Double axe handle. She could have had that match won if she did that in the ring, but she still might have it won. 1, 2, 3. Jade Cargill, forget what I said. Cargill is going to Money in the Bank. And what an interesting dynamic that will be. I mean, one, impressive performance to do this despite a Liv Morgan attack. But at the same time, Jade Cargill is an inexperienced competitor. She's relatively raw in the ring. She's never really had experience with these gimmick type of matches. A 6-woman ladder match. It will be very interesting to see how Jade Cargill manages to perform in one of those environments. But my goodness, with all the odds stacked against her, the Judgment Day is plotting. Jade Cargill advances to Money in the Bank. 4 of the 6 women that will participate in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match have now been confirmed. Zelina Vega, Io Sky, Michin, and Jade Cargill. I can tell you next week on SmackDown, Rhea Ripley or Naomi will fill out the last spot for SmackDown. But next up, Braun Breaker, after suffering a relatively quick loss to Andrade last week in last week's Money in the Bank qualifier, he looks to regain some momentum, rebound against Apollo Crews, and Breaker does not manage to do so. Maybe in his own head a little bit. Apollo Crews looks to build some momentum with a big win over Braun Breaker. Next up, we got some tag team action. Otis and Akira Tozawa both have been somewhat tormented by Shinsuke Nakamura of late. They take on Kit Wilson and Elton Prince of Pretty Deadly, looking to jockey for position in the tag team division, looking to take on the New Day, hopefully. But one of these two teams will get some momentum in the tag division, and it will be Pretty Deadly fall to the Alpha Academy. Surprising victory there. Again, like we saw last week when Akira Tozawa took down Shinsuke Nakamura, we're seeing some aggression from Tozawa. Of course, Otis had to pull him off of Kit Wilson after the match. Tozawa just sparking into this dangerous side of himself. Gotta wonder if Nakamura's words are impacting him any. We've got Becky Lynch and Zoe Stark up next. Lynch fell to Shayna Baszler last week with the involvement of Zoe Stark. Some perhaps animosity between Lynch and the women's tag team champions. Let's see if Lynch can get a victory over Zoe Stark, and she certainly does. So does not fall to the same fate that she did last week on SmackDown. Takes down one half of the women's tag team champions. Gotta wonder what's next for Becky Lynch. Fell short to Liv Morgan. Clash at the Castle. Gotta wonder, maybe she could find herself a tag team partner. Go after Stark and Baszler. We'll find out in the coming weeks. But men's Money in the Bank qualifying match up next. Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor. One of these two men will advance to Money in the Bank. Both of these men looking to regain some momentum after being featured in the WWE Championship Round Robin tournament. Neither of them advancing to the finals. But Drew McIntyre looks to qualify for Money in the Bank. He will join, if he wins, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and perhaps the surprise of the flock, Chad Gable, in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. McIntyre looking to rebound after losing out on that WWE title shot, but he will have to take on another man who is looking to make a name for himself. Recently took down US champion Solo Sikoa, Finn Balor, leader of the Judgment Day. Not too happy, I'm sure, to see Raquel Rodriguez fall in her qualifying match, but things are still on the up and up for the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio looking poised to challenge Solo Sikoa soon enough for that U.S. title. We got Liv Morgan, Women's World Champion, and of course, Raquel Rodriguez is still the Women's United States Champion. Finn Balor wants a prize of his own. He wants that Money in the Bank briefcase, eventually that WWE Championship. He did not succeed in taking down Seth Rollins at Backlash to qualify for the WWE title match. But Balor still looking to prove that he has something to... he belongs here. Jesus. Balor can prove that he belongs here in this main event scene, that he doesn't want to fall away into obscurity, that he doesn't want to be just another guy, especially in a stacked SmackDown main event scene. We've got the likes of Rollins, we've got Rhodes, we've got McIntyre, Randy Orton, of course, just attacked the champion earlier tonight, as McIntyre is going to go right after Balor. Drew starting things off strong. Only one of these men can advance to Money in the Bank, joining a stacked fray of competitors, of course. And now, McIntyre is going to start things off just dominating Balor, using that size advantage to his advantage. And now Drew stalking his opponent. He's going to go in for a arm trap crossface. Shades of DIY member Johnny Gargano. Balor, though, able to escape early on into the match. Now Finn is going to lock up with McIntyre. These two took each other on in the round robin tournament. Of course, I would have to get my data on who won that match, but McIntyre, snapmare. And now, referee in the way, but I believe McIntyre has a headlock in. Oh, Finn counters, reverses it up. Evenly paced contest thus far. Both of these guys wanting in on that Money in the Bank ladder match. Drew McIntyre, I mean, if you look at the current crop of competitors, McIntyre would stand out as really the giant in that match. Hayes, Andrade, Gable, not the tallest of competitors. You gotta wonder if that would be an advantage or a disadvantage for Drew McIntyre in this match, whereas Finn Balor, that size profile definitely fits in with the rest, as McIntyre just pushes Balor away. He's certainly showing off that size in this contest, just throwing Finn around. That's gonna be a cover, no, just a 1. Possibly just looking in to get in the head of Balor. But Drew, not gonna stop taking the fight to Finn. And now, he just can't really decide what he wants to do. All he knows is McIntyre just wants to inflict pain on Finn Balor. He lifts him up now. Power bomb sends him right back down. Now Drew just taunting Finn. And now, gonna send him up against the ropes. Huge spine buster for Drew McIntyre. He's gonna convert that into a cover 1. No, Finn kicks out. Balor showing the side to him that really we haven't seen in a while thus far here in Universe Mode. Huge code breaker from Finn Balor. My goodness, stomps on McIntyre there. Now Finn gonna measure his opponent. Drew, though, keeping this a back and forth, evenly paced contest. McIntyre, white noise! Air raid crash, I believe. Yeah. My God. McIntyre, now he has a Kimura locked in. Drew McIntyre working on that submission game of his. Balor is going to slip out of it, but my goodness. Finn Balor has to think on his feet here. Drew McIntyre switching up his normal style. Really just doing everything here. That just goes to show how much this means, how much Money in the Bank means. Deadlift into the powerbomb there. McIntyre expanding his bag a little bit, as is Balor, though. Balor is staying really just toe-to-toe with McIntyre. McIntyre, though, oh, I spoke too soon. Future Shock DDT. Future Shock DDT. But what's that? What was that? Folks, I did not do that. That was not an edit. But JD McDonough, the music hits. We've seen this happen with Judgment Day before. Is McDonough here? JD McDonough is here. Referee's distracted by the music. McDonough lifts McIntyre up. Oh my God! Huge! Sit up, powerbomb, sidewalk slam almost. My God! Balor now is just gonna crawl lethargic. Puts a hand over McIntyre. 1, 2, no, it's a 1 count. A 1 count. Defiance from Drew McIntyre. Finn Balor thought that he was pulling a fast one there. Got hit with the Future Shock. Judgment Day cohort JD McDonough came to save the day, but that might not have been enough. And that's going to be... McIntyre lifts him up. Claymore kick off of the leapfrog. Off the ropes. 1, 2. No, Balor. That's what we've seen from Finn Balor. Finn Balor came back from a pedigree and a triple crossroads from Cody Rhodes on the outside in that round robin tournament. Of course, didn't result in a title win, but Finn Balor showing some resilience. Incredible from Balor. He's just gonna fight off. That Claymore kick could have rattled him, but he was not gonna let that happen, and now Finn is gonna look to rally. Balor, both McIntyre and Balor to the outside. And I can tell you some breaking news. Next week, it will be an 8-man battle royale for the last spot, the SmackDown's last spot in this Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, we'll find out on Raw who will join the 4 other men, and I guess 5 other men it will be. But a huge scoop from SmackDown. We know both qualifying matches for next week. As Balor is just gonna, I guess, take some time to catch his breath. Maybe not too clever as McIntyre's back in the ring, but Finn had that scouted. And they're just gonna go blow for blow now. Not entirely sure if this is what you want to do if you're Finn Balor. I mean, Balor, talented striker in his own right, but McIntyre is definitely the bigger man, arguably the stronger man. And Balor might not be able to keep up with that. McIntyre, a couple huge strikes. And he's just taking advantage now. He is just laying in to Finn Balor. Clothesline! Ends the sequence, and now McIntyre's gonna go for the cover. He's got his feet on the ropes though. 1, 2. No, Balor kicks out. Referee did not notice. Hidden in plain sight, I guess, was Drew McIntyre, who now has Balor against the ropes. And, oh, he's gonna wrench in on that arm of Finn Balor. Anything to join the fray. Claymore kick out of nowhere. Claymore kick off the ropes. 1, 2. Thanks for coming, Finn Balor. Drew McIntyre becomes SmackDown's second behind Andrade to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. What a match, featuring some JD McDonough interference, but that was not enough to keep the Scottish Warrior down. 2 Claymore kicks, too much for Finn Balor to handle. What a valiant effort, though, from Balor. But Drew McIntyre automatically, I would say, becomes the target in that Money in the Bank ladder match, but he qualifies nonetheless with a massive victory over Finn Balor. That's going to be all for SmackDown. Join us next time for Monday Night Raw, and thank you for watching.